What's up, boys? Data72 here with episode 5 of Fixing the Franchise, here at the beginning of year number 2 of our simulation with the Anaheim Ducks, the 2020-2021 regular season starting up. Last episode, a couple two-parter off-season where we did the draft and the rest of the off-season re-sign phase, free agents and all that. A couple things to quickly go over was that my apologies that I accidentally signed Quinton Byfield thinking that he'd be in San Diego / maybe even the NHL, but he's still in juniors, and I signed him to his entry-level deal, but he still has a year in junior to play, so he'll only get 2 years in NHL on his entry-level contract, not 3 years in the NHL on his entry-level contract, so I won't get to use that to my advantage. So my apologies there, I forgot about that. Second thing I want to mention was that I got a comment from Big Mikey on last ep. He had mentioned a couple episodes ago mentioning that I should not re-sign Del Zotto or Eves and save my money, and it was too late for me to read the comment, but it worked out because I didn't re-sign either of those guys, and we still have all that money. We have $6.320 million in cap space, so no problems there. We're going to start simulating the regular season. In San Diego, we won our first game 6-1, looking good. Sorensen had a hat trick. I realized that I think 4 or 5 out of 6 of our defensemen are defensive defensemen. So I went back into free agency. I offered a few contracts. We'll see if those guys sign, and well, they most likely will. And once they do, I'll slot them into the lineup. But for now, we are only concerned with the Anaheim Ducks moving into year number 2. Last year we squeaked into the playoffs, had a good playoff run deep into the playoff, making it to the Western Conference Finals. This year we have a few guys promoted from the minors. We have Comtois, Lundstrom, and Jones, all up from San Diego. And a couple of defensemen, Josh Mahura and Brendan Gooley, all making it up. And so lines will look like this to begin the season. I like this +3 on the second line, giving me an 83, 87, and 87. Comtois, Henrique, and Steele, respectively. Milano, Lundstrom, Toffoli could be a good third line. Delorier, Kessler, Jones, I like that for a fourth line. I might switch out Kessler and Baquez if and when needed. But we're going to roll with that to begin the season. Defense look like this with the +3s. So I have a 85, 87, 89, 84, and the bottom pair will stay 81, 81. Might make some changes as always throughout the year, but we're going to keep it like that. Goalies, John Gibson is our starter with Linus Ullmark backing him up at 83 overall. Ricola and Baquez both scratched for our depth. Lines in the minors look like this for now. The forwards won't change, I don't think. We'll keep them like this, and defense I will have to make some changes because, like I said, too many defensive defensemen. So let's get simulating to begin year number 2 here in the NHL. Up against Alexis Lafreniere, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and the Edmonton Oilers. They should be a powerhouse, but let's see what happens here. First period of year number 2, a quick goal from the Oilers. It's Leon Draisaitl, but Sam Steele comes right back, and we tie this game up at 1 on Mikko Koskinen. Second period, goals apiece, Connor McDavid and Sam Steele once again, and now Olivier Rodriguez in net, so I guess Koskinen got injured. Shots are tied at 22, 2-2 game. McDavid and Draisaitl get their goals. Steele scores 2 for us, and now we head into the third with a tie game. I think last season the first game went to overtime maybe. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scores to make it 3-2. Power play for us. We cannot capitalize. 5 minutes left in game number 1 of the regular season. And Adam Henrique with 40 seconds left ties this game up. The 87 overall down on that second line. Gave him the injectors before the season. They'll last all year long. Let's hop into overtime and see the result of game number 1. So here we are in Edmonton. Draisaitl, Getzlaf at the face-off to begin the regular season. Some overtime action. Right off the bat, it's Ryan Getzlaf. He has the puck. Raquel stopped by Olivier Rodriguez. And now Koskinen actually is back in net. I didn't notice that. So I don't know. That's the second time in the simulation that I see a goalie get switched out and then comes back. Like when I had Jack Campbell. Oh, it's when you go into the simulation, I think. I had Jack Campbell, and then I went into the simulation, and it was Gibson. Here it was Rodriguez. We go into the simulation, and now it's Koskinen. So I guess that's a classic EA glitch. Here's Jakob Silfverberg with Sam Steele is looking for the hat trick. Lindholm scores! Hampus Lindholm! And the Anaheim Ducks win game number 1 of the regular season in overtime on the stick of Hampus Lindholm. 2 goals and 2 assists for Sam Steele to begin the regular season, coming off a Calder Trophy runner-up campaign, and 24 goals I think he had and 52 points, something like that, around that area. So big night for Sam Steele as he gets 4 points in game number 1 to kick off the regular season. So let's get some simulation done, and we are going to let's go see this game against the LA Kings, our rivals here in California. So Mark Barberio, Zach Redmond both accept the contracts that I offered to them. I'm going to go throw them in San Diego as we lose the Blue Jackets 4-3 and beat the Leafs 3-2 in overtime. 7 points in 3 games for Sam Steele. So putting Redmond here instead of Drew, and then Drew going here instead of Englund gives the second pair a +1. So I'll go with that. Better than 0-0 and all defensive defensemen. San Diego, we're 2-1-0. Reed Duke has 4 points in 3 games down on the third line. So we lose in regulation to the Montreal Canadiens. We lose in regulation to the Capitals. We need, and we lose 4-3 to the Blackhawks. Yikes. Lose 2-1 to the Sabres. What's going on? Jacob Larsson has an injured back, so I'm going to put Ricola in the lineup. Yikes. Then we lose 6-4 to the Hurricanes. What's happening to our defense? We're 2-6-0. Ay. Sam Steele, 10 points in 8 games. What is going so wrong with this team that we've lost so many games in regulation? The first line is abysmal for the plus-minus, that's for sure. Raquel, -8. Silverberg, -8. Toffoli, -5. Milano, -6. What is going on? What's going on in the goalie sitch? Linus Ullmark is a shame. And Gibson's 2-4-0. I don't like that Ullmark is playing so much. He's an 83 overall. He's listed as a backup. I don't know why they want to play him so much, like in the preseason and everything. So I guess I have to change up my lines, but I don't want to touch my second line. That's the only thing on this team that seems to be working. So I guess I need to move Raquel down or something. But I don't know where. Maybe Silverberg and Toffoli, but Silverberg's my best player. I'm going to try sending Milano up on the top line. It takes away Raquel, the third line's +1. But I guess I'm going to try that out. Delorier is a -2 with nothing. Maybe if I bring in David Baquez for the fourth line, that'll do something. Although I love Delorier. Baquez, it gives it a +1 down here. So we'll try that out. Baquez on the fourth line, Raquel to the third line, Milano to the first line. And let's see how we do up against the 2-4-1 LA Kings. We are 2-6-0 here in the Staples Center. First period, 1-0 Kings. Second period, 2-0 Kings as Carter and Kopitar score. I don't know what's happening. 3-0 Kings. Defense falls apart. Oh my goodness. And the offense just can't score. We lose 5-1. It's one of the worst teams in the NHL. Is that just what I want though? Like, should I just take the L's and move on? Because that's just what our team is? I guess we're just gonna have to take it and move on. Because I'm not looking to trade the future to make a run this year or something. So I guess we're just gonna have to take it and move on. Could go see the game against the Hawks. They're 8-0-1. That should be a good game. Jacob Larsson is back. I'll put him in the lineup after the Flames game, where we lose 2-1 in overtime. I'm going to try front-loading the first pair with Lindholm and Fowler. Takes away the +3 and just keeps the +3 on the second pair. See if that does anything. Really shameful performance here. We beat the Capitals in regulation 4-1. Same thing against the Nashville Predators. Beat the Avalanche 4-3 in regulation. Chase DeLeo injured, so we are on a 3-game winning streak in the NHL. Nice to see that. Dallas Stars, I think we beat them as well. 6-5 loss against the Panthers. Yeah, we did beat the Stars 3-2 in regulation. We are 6-8-1 through the first month of the season. 5-2 loss against the Sabres. 3-1 win, 2-1 win. Greg Patterin on waivers, 1 year left at 2.2, 75 overall. No thank you. We beat the Flyers, lose to the Rangers, and then we beat the Predators, go 9-10-1. We lose the Senators 7-4 in a shameful showing. Actually, not the Hawks. Let's go see the Canucks. We beat the Hawks 5-2, and then we beat the Coyotes 5-4. We are 11-11-1. I really just hate being a bubble type team. I'd rather lose abysmally or win like a bellow. First period, 1-1, Sonny Milano and Jake Virtanen. Second period, 3-2, Stetcher and Pettersson scoring Gibson. Goalie gets one past Demko. We're down 1 here in this rematch of the Western Conference Finals from last season. Power play for us, which is extended to a 5-on-3, 5-on-4. We had like 7 minutes of power play and we couldn't get a goal. more shamefulness. About 5 minutes left now in this one. And we will drop it 4-2 as Pedersen adds in an empty netter. And we drop to 11, 12, and 1. Let's go see Vegas. Why not? The rematch from last season. Let's get through another chunk of simulation before we stop to check scouting and points and all that. We lose to the Sharks, then we beat the Sharks a couple days later. Cizikas for a 3rd and a 4th, no thanks. We beat the Kings, and then the Wild we lose in overtime. We're not really streaky, we're really up and down. 5-2 win against the Predators, 2-1 win against the Blues. 15, 13, and 12 is now our record. Mild concussion for Cam Fowler. 3-2 win against the Jets, 4-3 overtime loss to the Devils. Fowler's back. I'm going to keep him out a bit more since the concussion. I'll keep him out till the game that we play there. Lose against the Blues and lose in overtime to the Penguins. We're 16, 14, and 4. We'll play this game, and then we're going to check out the points for everybody. Western Conference semifinal rematch against two teams that are not doing very well this season, Anaheim and Vegas. First period goal for Adam Henrique on Robin Lehner. Second period 3-1 as Lundstrom and Kessler get goals for us. Marchessault scores on the power play against Ullmark. He has 1 win in 5 or 6 starts, I think. So I wouldn't mind this being his second win of the season if he could pull it off. We are getting outshot quite badly. Power play for us. No capitalization on that. Can Ullmark hang on, though? He's putting on a good show. And it looks like we will as we take this one 3-1. So through 35 games, let's check out how the team is doing. Sam Steele leads our team in points with 31 points in 35 games. Very happy to see. Jakob Silfverberg with 30 in 35. Getzlaf 29, Henrique 28, Maxime Comtois with 24 here in his rookie season. Rickard Rakell, shameful. 16 points and a negative 11 through 35 games. This guy does not play like an 85 overall whatsoever. I don't get it. Toffoli only has 14. Lindholm's a negative 10. Max Jones has 1 goal through 35 games. Back has 6 points. Kessler 5 points. Yikes, man. Just no one really turning it on except for the people at the top here. Like these, I could even see Milano doing well, but like Rakell and Toffoli is who I would really need to be chipping in, and they just aren't. Maybe it has to do with Lundstrom as their centerman. I don't know. Goalies, Gibson 15, 10, and 3. Ullmark's 2, 4, and 1. His numbers aren't that bad. In the entire NHL, how come to rank with the other rookies? He leads rookies in scoring, which is nice to see. Oliver Wahlstrom, Dylan Cousins. Even Mahura and Lundstrom are up here. Lafreniere has 11 points in 33 games. And scoring the entire NHL, McKinnon, Crosby, Aho, all the people you'd expect up here, 40-plus points. Phil the Thrill still putting it up with 41 and 32. In the AHL here, Sherwood is among the top point getters in the league with 25 and 26. That's nice to see. We're 17, 6, and 3 in San Diego, so that's very nice. But not the same story here in Anaheim. I can't wrap my head around Rakell, man. It doesn't make sense. He's on the first power play. He gets a ton of ice time. He gets over 15 minutes a night in ice time. Used to get even more. I don't want to move Milano down because Rakell just doesn't deserve to move up, and the second line is doing very well. Let me try Rakell in second line and move Comtois down. Maybe that'll help out both lines. But it'll hurt the second line a bit, but it'll help the third line more. So hopefully the second line can keep up what they're doing, because without that +3, I hope they can still keep up the same pace. Let's go see who's a good team here. Let's go see the Lightning. They're a good team. Just a few games to get an idea of how those line changes work. Drop 2-1 to the Leafs. 4-2 win to the Winnipeg Jets. 6-2 win over the Blackhawks. Okay. Vegas, we lose 3-1 after beating them 3-1 a couple weeks prior. Goalie injured. Fix that up. 2-1 win against the Oilers. 4-2 win against the Islanders. Okay, we're 21, 16, and 4. Things are starting to turn around. We're in a playoff spot. Let's check out this game against the Lightning here. First period, 2-1. Rakell scores. All right, the GM is there and he puts on a show. Gordon Joseph. Second period, tied it up. Okay. Oh, no, we took the lead even. Lundstrom and Steele. Okay, 3-2 Anaheim. That line change may have done a little something for us. We are up 3-2. Anaheim penalty kill, and Stamkos gets goal on the power play against Linus Ullmark. Then Barclay Goodrow, the first round pick that cost the Lightning to get him, seems like it's paying off. They have a 1-goal lead with just a few minutes left in this one, and we will drop this game 5-3 as Yanni Gourde adds an empty netter. So I just want to get into January. Let's simulate this game against the Senators as well. And then let's check everything out again. We lose 3-2. We are 21-18-4. Not a record that I would like. I want to see, where's Dallas? Can I see Dallas? Oh, they're not a good team. They're 15-22-3. So hopefully that first round pick for Michael Stone can end up being a big help for us, because that was very foolish of them to do it, I find. And I'm very happy that they offered it to me and I could take advantage of it. So first round pick from Dallas. Wow, lots of value. I'm loving it. Thank you, Dallas. Let's just hear it for all the boys out there. Let's check out, I'm going to check out scouting, and I'll be back in a second. All right, scouting has been updated. We're going to continue simulating along. All right, so scouting has been updated. Look at another quick check-in here on the points and stats here. Rickard Rakell, has he been doing a bit better? It does seem as though he has. 10 goals, 16 assists through 43 games. Silverberg 35 and 43. Getzlaff, Steele, they all have 35 points through 43 games. Adam Henrique with 32. Sonny Milano 27. Comtois dropping off a little bit. The plus minuses are evening out a bit more as well, as Toffoli's now at a -1. Lundstrom's at a +4. Lindholm's still not doing super well. Neither is Fowler on that first pair. I think I'm going to split up that first pair on defense, even though it gives it like a plus whatever. Yeah, they have a +1, and the next pair has a +3. What was it down here like this? +3s for each. We'll try it out like that. Larson's up to a +9. Mahura's a +7. So we'll see if that works. Edmondson has 10 points and is a +2. Ricola through 8 games is a -2, but Gouli is still injured. So we'll keep on simulating like that. Let's go check out the Stanley Cup champion Columbus Blue Jackets and see what they have to say. Person has a sore knee. We've been outscored 10-3 over the last 2 games. 21-20-4 is our record. Montreal Canadiens, we beat them in a shootout 4-3. Vegas Golden Knights, we beat them in overtime 3-2. Detroit Red Wings, we lose a 3-1 in regulation. Panthers, we beat them 5-4. We are 24-21-4 coming up against the Stanley Cup champion Columbus Blue Jackets right here. Let's see what we can do against them. First period, 1-1 game. Werenski and Mahura on Merzlikins, former thorn in the side of the Brooklyn Bellows. Second period, goal apiece once again. Seth Jones and Ryan Kessler. It is 2-2 here in the third period. Power play Anaheim, that nothing comes from. Oushing them quite a bit. We're in the 30s now for shots before they get to the 20s. John Gibson is holding it down, but so is Elvis Merzlikins. 5 minutes left in this game. And Brendan Gouli back from injury. That may just be the game winner, and it is, as the Anaheim Ducks beat the reigning Stanley Cup champions 3-2 in regulation to give us a 25-21-4 record. We're in a wild card spot. Things are pretty tight. Let's go see this game against Dallas. They're 17-29-4. We just want to bury them, boys. That first round pick that we got from Michael Stone may just be something very special. That is unbelievable. I love how those little deals end up helping you down the road. Okay, fixed up the lines, didn't even need to. All-Star break going on right now, and we come out of it in a wildcard spot. We want to bury Dallas. They're at the bottom of the NHL, I think. 37 points. Man, oh man, we want to really make sure that we beat them, boys. We need to put a statement tonight. We need to make sure we bury these guys. First period, let's go. Down 2-1. Pavelski and Mikko Koivu. Adam Henrique scores on Ben Bishop, though. Second period, oh my goodness, of course we'll lose to the worst team in the NHL, one team that we have to beat, right? Down 3-1. Jakob Silverberg makes it interesting, though. We're down by 1 now. Let's go, boys. Here we go. Adam Henrique, his second of the night, ties up the game halfway through the third, and Sam Steele gives us the lead. That's what I like to see, boys. power play now, nothing from it. Shots are pretty even. We have 3 goals in this third period that have put us up by 1. Can that be enough for the win? And it will be, thanks to Sam Steele with the game-winning goal as we beat the Dallas Stars to make them 17. Oh, and they fire their coach. That was the straw that broke the camel's back right there. Head coach Will McGillis fired after losing 4-3 to Anaheim. 17-30-3 is their record. I want to see what kind of coach he is. Like, when the guy gets fired, I want to go to higher staff. Is he right there ready to go? Yeah, he is. Okay, he's A-. He's a head coach. His record is 51-62-19. Yikes. His team fit with us would be 56%. This guy, Toby Rosehill, has 63% fit with us. Interesting. So that guy's ready to get hired by another NHL team. And we just want to make sure they stay as far down as possible. They are last place in the NHL. Ooh, boy. If we could get Atu Ratti with the first overall pick, that would be huge for us. Atu Ratti. Look at that. He is high elite. He is a 6'2" left wing, 2-way forward. I thought he might be a sniper. Playing in Liga. He is just a great player. He is NHL ready. I think he's high 70 overalls. This guy, Chance Miura, looks good as well. He has 66 points in 37 games. Trevor Wong is a monster. Boy, oh boy. Atu Ratti. Looks like a decent draft class here, as we're working on uncovering as many people as possible. Good job, boys. Keep scouting. So guaranteed it has to be like a top 5 pick right there for Michael Stone. We gave up a Stone in like a third, I think, just for that first round pick. Man, what a great bet that turned out to be, that they wouldn't have a good season. Let's simulate another few games. Let's go see the Calgary Flames and see where we're at by then. We lose back-to-back games to the Penguins and the Hurricanes there, and we beat the Avalanche 27-23-5 are we now, after a shootout loss to the Oilers. We beat the Canucks 4-1. We beat the Coyotes 3-2. We lose to the Sharks 4-3. Can we get win number 30 against the Canucks? Slow simulation engine. No, we can't. We are 4-1 loss. Big trade here. The New York Rangers got a first-round pick and a prospect for Jordan Schmaltz and Pete Ledoux. Wow, a first-round pick for that. The 2022 first-round pick, but still. Pits. We're hanging on to a wild card spot just by the thread. We're 29-25-5 coming up against the Flames here. This could be nice to get our 30th win of the year. Let's go, boys. First period, nothing. Second period, nothing. Heading into the third, outshooting them 24-13, I think it was. Adam Henrique breaks the deadlock and gives us a 1-0 lead over David Riddick and the Flames. Adam Henrique, what a monster. Glad I didn't trade him for that pick that became Quinton Byfield either. We are hanging on with 5 minutes left to this 1-goal lead. Is it enough? And it is a big shutout for, who was it? John Gibson, making a 28-save shutout as we get win number 30 on the season. Go 30-25-5. Let's go see Dallas again. Let's try to bury them again next time we see them, right before the trade deadline, and see if there's anything that we want to do heading into the final little bit of the season. Poulet and a 7th for Jonas Brodin and Mackenzie Weegar. That is quite a move. Alex Edler and Jordy Ben for 2 seconds and a prospect. That's another pretty big deal. Rangers, we lose 7-5. Coyotes, we win 6-3. Minnesota gets a 1st and a prospect for Alex Galchenyuk, a 4th and a 5th. Definitely not going by the real world value on Alex Galchenyuk. Beat the Coyotes 6-3. We are 31-26-5. Let's simulate this game against the Dallas Stars, and then we'll figure out what we want to do heading into the trade deadline. First period here, let's bury them, boys. Let's go. First period, nothing. Second period, Rickard Rakell on Ben Bishop puts us up 1-0. Sam Steele makes the lead 2-0. Come on, boys. My mind is just flashed. Adam Henrique makes it 3-0. Boys, I think that's it. Another win against the Dallas Stars as we keep pushing them further and further down the standings. Raquel makes it 4-0, and another shutout victory for the Anaheim Ducks. Whoever was in nets did not get a star though. 2 goals, 2 assists for Raquel. Looks like that little line change was all that he needed to unlock his true potential. So with 47 points in 63 games, Sam Steele is leading our team in points. Behind him is Henrique with 46, Getzlaff 46. Raquel has 38 in 63. You like to see that. Lundstrom 27. Tyler Toffoli has been pretty pits, to be honest. If there's anyone that I would trade at the deadline here, it would be Tyler Toffoli. That would be a trade that I'd look at making, perhaps. Baquez has 15. Jones has only 2 goals and 15 points, though. That's a bit pits. John Gibson is 30, 20, and 3 with 2 shutouts. Allmark shamefully 2-7-2 after having like a 30-plus win season last year. I'm going to see what I could get for Tyler Toffoli, because I could just bring up Max Jones to the 3rd line and bring Nick Deslauriers to the 4th line. No problem with doing that. So if I go to find trade and I see Tyler Toffoli, what would teams around the NHL looking to make a push in the playoffs be willing to give me? Kind of like, oof, no trade value. Kind of like what I did with Pominville and Vanek last season. Tyler Toffoli, 2 years left at 3.750. I could trade him with the Hawks for a 3rd and a 5th. A 3rd and a 4th to the Kings wouldn't make sense. I want a team that really wants to make the playoffs. I could get Ryan Hartman with a 4th and a 7th, a 3rd and a 4th. Nemesnikov and Mike Riley, no. So, I don't want Hutchinson. I think what makes the most sense is trading him to the Wild for a 3rd and a 4th. Are they a good team? I believe they... Oh, they aren't. No, that wouldn't make sense then. Chicago is a good team, so I think this trade makes sense. I think I could just trade... I have to take back this guy Hagel. I'll take back somebody else without 2 years left. But I could get a 3rd from LA, which is a good pick, and a 5th from them. So I'll take a 3rd, a 5th, and a guy to fill up the roster spot from the Chicago Blue Jackets, the Chicago Blackhawks, if they want to do that. I take Hagel and it's approved. Okay, I guess it's it has to do with extension dollars and stuff like that because he has 2 years left. You know what? I will take Hagel and I'll just trade him for a 7th round pick or something. So I will take Hagel from you. I will take a 5th, a 3rd, and a 5th round pick, and Tyler Toffoli is off to the Chicago Blue Chicago. So I will take the 3rd and the 5th. 3rd from LA Kings this year, 5th from Chicago Blackhawks this year, and Hagel, who I'll trade for Tyler Toffoli, who has just not worked out on this team. He's going to go to the Chicago Blackhawks and try to win a Stanley Cup over there. So thank you for your service, Tyler Toffoli. It just wasn't working out. Good luck in Chicago. So I'll bring Max Jones up to the 3rd line where it gets a +1, and I'll put Nick Deslauriers down on the 4th line with Kessler and Baquez. It's also fixed the lines that Toffoli was on, like the power play, I think. So the lines are fixed perfect. We are ready to go. Toffoli just wasn't working out, so I'm glad that I could move him for something. Now I'm just going to move Hagel for something cheap. You know what, to be honest, he's 22 years old, 70 overall with low bottom 6 potential. Maybe it turns out that I need him in San Diego next year. Maybe, who knows? So I'll just keep him. And if he's worth nothing, then I'll just trade him next season. But for now, I'll hang on to him. So that'll be our only deadline deal that we make. Trading Toffoli to the Blackhawks was not working out. By the trade deadline, at under 10 goals as a sniper, getting power play time and 3rd line minutes. So thank you for all that you did here, although it wasn't much. Let's go see the Avalanche. They're a good hockey team. Let's go see the Avalanche. So here on the trade deadline day, we win 4-3 in overtime against the Calgary Flames. Beat the Kings in a shootout. We lose to the Bruins 6-2. Then we beat the Knights 4-3. Up and down. We shut out the Kings 4-0. Okay, we're starting to turn it around, boys. We're starting to turn it around. We lose 1-0. We're almost at the top of our division, actually, now that I see it. Look at the Pacific Division. We're almost at the top. Now we're 38, 28, and 5 as we beat the Hawks there 2-1 in a shootout. So we went from possibly missing the playoffs to being at the top of our division here. What a roller coaster season. First period against the Avalanche here. Sam Steele and Josh Mahura. Rantanen gets 1 for the Avalanche. We're out shooting them very badly. Second period, goal apiece. It's Donskoy and Silverberg on Grubauer. 3-2 heading into the 3rd period. Hampus Lindholm makes it 4-2. Boys, we're looking pretty good. I'm liking it. Power play goal from Sonny Milano, and we'll just sim the rest, boys. Oh boy, JT Comfort and Jonas Donskoy come back to make it 5-4, but we win that game in regulation, going 39, 28, and 5 to be on top of the Pacific Division. Look at the Central, Dallas down at the bottom, 57 points. You just love to see it. So with the Pacific Division being pretty tight here, let's go see this game against the Sharks. The Coyotes is a big game as well, but let's go see the Sharks. Actually, you know what? Let's see the Coyotes and not the Sharks. We see the Sharks too much. 2-1 loss against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Can we get win number 40 in one of these back-to-back games? John Gibson broke an ankle. Oh, that's not good. Oh boy, that is not good. Oh my goodness. So Linus Ullmark is now going to be our starter. He has gone 4-7-3 this year with a .908 save percentage and a 2.92 goals against average. Last year, 38 wins. Oh boy. So that means we're going to call up Anthony Stolarz to be our backup. Dostal is now our starter down in San Diego. Alexander Schmidt over here can be our backup in San Diego. Yikes. So we lose 3-2 to the Oilers in overtime, then we beat the Devils 5-3. We get win number 40, but he's out until May 4th, so all of April. So he's not going to be back for the first round of the playoffs, that's for sure. Probably not the second round either. So yikes. We need Linus Ullmark to really wake up and tap into his form from last season. If we can beat the Coyotes, Henrique scores early. If we can beat the Coyotes, we jump. Oh, and Henrique scores again. 2 goals in 2 minutes. If we can jump, we will jump the Coyotes and the Sharks if we can win this game and go top of the division. Henrique gets a first period hat trick. Took him 16 minutes to do it, from 19-3. Stepan scores on Ullmark, but we are up 3-1 thanks to that hat trick of Adam Henrique in 1 period. Well done, Bello. Second period, Sam Steele gets 1. Schmaltz and Goligoski get a couple there. We are up 4-3. 3 goals on 16 shots against Ullmark. Power play for the Coyotes that we kill off. We're up by 1. Ryan Getzlaf, our captain, puts us up 5-3. Come on, boys. Getzlaf, Kessler, Baquez, they want a cup before they go out. They came back for another year because they want that cup. Delorier wants that cup. Eves, he didn't deserve that cup, I guess. He didn't want it. He wants to go with another team, and he's not even signed, I don't think. So Phil Kessel scores with 9 minutes left, but it was not enough as we win 5-4 to take top spot in the Pacific Division. I guess we'll go see the game against the Sharks as well, since it's a pretty tight race over here. If they win, then they leapfrog us. If we win, then it puts space between us, which we definitely want. We're 41, 29, and 6. Let's go, boys. Let's win this one. First period, goal from Mike Hoffman. Second period, goal from Sam Steele and Marc-Andre Fleury to tie it up at 1. I'm loving the second line this season, and Sam Steele gets another 2-1 lead here for Anaheim. I'm loving the second line this season, especially Henrique and Steele, man. 10 minutes left in this period. Hanging on to that 1-goal lead. Kevin LeBlanc scores to make it 2-2. Are we headed to overtime for first place in the Pacific? And it looks like we are. I'm not going to hop into this overtime, but if we go to a shootout, I will go see it. Usually ends pretty quick, and it does. Gambrel scores to make it 3-2 victory for the Sharks. Let's go see. We're not going to see the Canucks. How many games are left in the season? Oh, it's almost done. So I think we've clinched a spot by now, pretty much, right? It's pretty tight, but we haven't. But 5-3 win against the Wild is good. 91 points in 78 games. Oh man, look how tight the Pacific is. Every team wants to make the playoffs. From 1 to 6 could all make the playoffs. Very, very tight. So it's another must-win game here against the Canucks, who are 39, 33, and 6. If we want to really solidify our spot in the playoffs. First period, goal from Max Jones, one of his few goals this year. Second period, Raquel and Steele, loving the second line, boys. We're up 3-0 in this third period, getting outshot terribly. Josh Mahura makes it 4-0. 4 goals and 18 shots past Demko, but I believe that's Linus Ullmark holding down the fort. Shattenkirk on Stolarz. Stolarz had made 36 saves before he let in that goal. Getzlaf gets our 5th of the night, and that'll be enough, boys. Sam Steele gets another one to make it 6-1. But wow, a 38 save performance from Anthony Stolar is exactly what we needed. 2 goals and 2 assists from Sam Steele, a goal and 2 assists from Rickard Rakell. The second line has been a godsend for us. And we clinched the playoffs with that one, boys. 43, 29, and 7 clinches us a berth into the Year 2 playoffs. With that said, let's just simulate up to the game against the Oilers and finish off the season there. Up against the Blues here, also a good team. We lose 5-2 in regulation. Then we beat the Jets 3-1. We have not clinched our division, so I wouldn't mind clinching it. Wow, how are the Oilers so bad? 36, 37, and 8 with all those good players. Doesn't make sense. So last game of the regular season here to win the division, I believe. Let's do it against the Oilers here. First period, goal for Clefbaum on Ullmark. Second period, David Backes on Mikko Koskinen. He is really fighting for passion and quote. I want to see that fourth line really contributing, boys. Let's go. 1-1 game. Braun makes it 2-1 with 13 minutes left. We're now halfway through. Power play for Anaheim. Long power play. Come on, boys. Nothing as Edmonton kills it off. 3 minutes left. 2-1. And we will end the season on a regulation loss just like last year. We outshot them and everything, but we lose 2-1. Did we win our division? No, the Coyotes won the division with 1 more point than us. But we end the year going 44, 31, and 7. A good season for us. Very happy. 66 points for Sam Steele in his sophomore season. Very nice. Adam Henrique had 61. Getzlaf had 61. Silverberg 59. Rakell 51. That's good. How many did he have last year, Rickard Rakell? He had 64, so definitely a drop-off from last year. In terms of assists. Maxime Comtois gets 43 points in his rookie season. He had 46 in the AHL last year, so 43 in the NHL this year. Very nice. Lundstrom 36 in his rookie year. Lindholm was a negative 16, so that's pretty twisted. Ryan Kessler had 15 points. Backes had 19 points. How many did Nick Delorier have? 2 goals in 27 games. You love to see it. Anthony Stolarz, in the 2 games that he played, he got 1 win with a .949 save percentage and a 1.60 goals against. Ullmark turned it around a little bit, going 8, 9, and 4, but I'm really going to need him to be awake in the playoffs if we want to go far. We had a good end of the season, so hopefully Ullmark can keep it up. Rookie scoring, did Comtois lead the league? He did. He beat Lafreniere by 2 points, and Maxime Comtois could win the Calder. Are there any rookie goalies who had a big year? Doesn't look like... Oh, maybe Thatcher Demko. Didn't have a great year. Good wins. Not great numbers, but a good amount of wins with 32. I could see it. Maybe maybe Thatcher Demko. It's between Demko and Comtois for the... Kane Primo's on the Flames. For the Calder Memorial Trophy, I would say. In the entire NHL, Steven Stamkos had 105 points. Patrick Kane had 102 with 61 goals, which led the NHL. Wow. Crosby 95, Phil the Thrill 93. All the usual suspects are up here. Capo Caco, big year in his sophomore season, 78 points for him. Connor McDavid, only 74. The Oilers just can't catch a break. Man, Krejci 74, Gallagher 74, that's cool. Defenseman in the NHL, was it Ekman Larsson again? It was 74 points for Oliver Ekman Larsson. Torrey Krug had 71, leading in goals with 27. Wow, crazy season. Duncan Keith, 63 points. Tony DeAngelo, 61. Man, Oli Mata, 54. Good for him. Cale Makar, 54 points. So now the big question. Did Dallas finish at the bottom of the NHL? Let's see. Oh, there's still a game left to be played. Okay, so let's simulate one more day. I guess that changes point totals by a little bit, but I don't think much is really going to change. Let's see. Did the Dallas Stars finish at the bottom of the NHL and guarantee us the best lottery odds for that number 1 pick? So Colorado won the President's Trophy with 110 points. The last team squeaking into the playoffs was the Calgary Flames with 92. Dallas Stars. I'm not seeing them. Oh, Dallas. Okay. So Dallas Stars finished 3rd last in the NHL. LA Kings were the worst, going 24, 50, and 8. The Stars went 32, 47, and 3, and they have the 3rd worst odds, the 3rd best odds for number 1 pick. So I'm guaranteed picking within the top, they have 3rd, so within the top 6 guaranteed with that 1st round pick, thanks to Michael Stone. Looking at the draft class right here, it looks like the top 6 picks are within right here. Pretty solid picks right here. I'd prefer to get within the top 4, so I could get maybe Trevor Wong. That would be very nice. He's a monster. Atu Ratti, though, a beast, of course. This guy Chance Miura looks really good as well. I would love to get him. 6'3", big boy, 17. It says he's NHL ready as well. Mats Lindstrom would be nice. Joshua Watt, I'm not sold on. Cole Sillinger is a little better, I find. Going to be a good draft, but we are not focused on that yet. We are focused on round number 1 of the playoffs. And who will we be facing in round number 1? It is the San Jose Sharks. Okay, so we know the Sharks. We've seen them. We're going up against them. The Battle of California. They went 42-31-9. We're 44-31-7. Let's check out the Sharks lines quickly. So Sharks, they have Thomas Hertl with Logan Couture and Mike Hoffman on the first line. Very good first line. Sam Gagner is their second line center. That's a bit crazy, but Timo Meier there. Vander Kane's on the third line. Okay. Curtis Lazar. Jacob De La Rose is here. Jacob DLR. Okay. Defense is where they're really excelling on the top 2 with Burns and Carlson, but their second and third pair are pretty abysmal. And that's, of course, Marc-Andre Fleury, but Martin Jones is also there, 87 and 82 tandem. No one's really scratched, so I don't know how they did so well. It's their defense, I guess, and their first line scoring. But besides that, their bottom 6 is not great. If you switched out Gagner and Kane, you would have between 77 and 81 in the entire bottom 6. We'll take them seriously and respect our opponents here in the first round. So, boys, we are here, year number 2 playoffs. Any last things to check here? I'd like to look at the AHL points in San Diego. Who did well? Over here it is Kiefer Sherwood with 59 points in 65 games. Owen Tippett had 56 points with 25 goals. You like to see that. Chase DeLeo, 53. Ville Heinola had 47 points. Very happy to see that. Moran with 42. Looks like our signings worked out well. Zach Redmond got 40 points. Reed Duke got 35 points. Happy to see that. In nets, Dosto went 14-3-1. Okay, that's very nice. I'm sure that Stolars did well, but his stats are not going to be here anymore now that he's up with us in the NHL. And hopefully he'll do well in the playoffs if called upon. So I guess that's it for this one, boys. Last thing I always like to do before we enter into the playoffs is check contract extensions. If there's anyone that I want to start looking at offering extensions now that we're closing on the end of the year. Yeah, so we have $27.9 million of extension money to play with. So of course Ryan Getzlaf I want to extend. He wants $6 million. Sam Steele's going to want a good contract. Yeah, he wants $6 million for 3 years. Yeah, he's going to be good. Sonny Milano wants something close to $4 million, which is a bit rough. Goalie wants $4 million. Sheesh, he better hop to like an 84 if he wants $4 million. Josh Mahura wants the same thing. Max Comtois wants around 2, so 4, 8, around 11 plus 5, 16. We're around 20 million-ish just with these guys. Then Comtois, Jones, Lundstrom, those are all people to... What? Lundstrom wants $4 million? No way. Can't be. Can't be. I've seen, like, last year, Goalie wanted $3 million, and then when it came time, he wanted 0.8. So it might just be... I don't think I'm going to offer any contracts now. I'm going to wait until it comes time for the off season, because it can't be that those numbers are accurate. They're going to change. So that'll be it for this one, boys. Next episode, we're going to hop into game number 1 of the year 2 playoffs up against the San Jose Sharks. So thank you for watching, and I will see you then.